Hey everyone, my name's Simon and welcome to another episode of the Maserati Guy. Well, it's no surprise that I've added a Mercedes-Benz CL65 to the garage. It was probably the worst kept secret on the internet, but I've picked it up today. I'm in Albury, which is kind of midway between Sydney and Melbourne. Picked it up in Melbourne today and have driven it back to Albury, and I thought you'd like to see some video of the collection process and the epic road trip that I undertook to get there. So sit back and enjoy. So CL65 V12, here we come. Oh yes, this is gonna be epic. I'm very excited. I mean, it's a ridiculous car. It has something like 604 horsepower, which is 100 more than the C63 and about 80 more than the R8, although it does weigh considerably more, of course. And get this, it has 1,000 Newton meters of torque. I think that works out to be 738 pound-feet of torque from the 6-litre bi-turbo V12. Those are some absolutely crazy figures. So, really exciting. Okay, so the adventure begins. The Odyssey. It's Thursday afternoon and this marks the beginning of a very exciting but quite a long weekend of driving, etc. So we're heading back to Sydney now. We'll be picking up the C63 tomorrow morning. Then we're just going to have to swap out the plates, and then we'll be driving the C63 down to Melbourne, stopping at Albury on the way, and then on Saturday morning continuing and finishing the journey in Melbourne, where we'll do the trade on the CL65 and then drive back to Canberra. So it's going to be about 1,400 kilometers roughly, maybe a bit more. I think it's about 850 from Sydney to Melbourne and about 600 from Melbourne back to Canberra. So yeah, a lot of driving, but it'll be very exciting. And we'll stop at a few places on the way. There are some interesting things that interesting places that we can stop. So I hope you'll enjoy this journey as much as I will. It's going to be pretty epic. I'm really looking forward to it. So this is the first update back in the C63 on our way to Albury and then Melbourne. And after such a long time, I'd kind of forgotten what an amazing car this was. The engine is just something I'm really going to miss. I'm really going to miss this 6.2 litre naturally aspirated V8 because it is a classic, the likes of which we will never see again. I think this car would definitely get tiring on long journeys because of the stiffness of the suspension. A lot of tyre noise, road noise. You do feel the bumps when you're going over them, that's for sure. So the personalised plates are now in storage, and it's wearing standard plates again for the trade. I feel those where it goes over ridges in the road and ruts, you can really feel it. And I've been spoiled for the last few weeks. I've been driving the 740 Bangle Butt Beamer, and it really does cosset you. So I'm thinking the CL65 is probably going to be a nice cross between the two. It's going to have the crazy power and torque of a V12 bi-turbo engine, but also has that comfort and luxury kind of spec that the BMW has. So it should be a nice compromise. I'm looking forward to the drive back on Saturday. Just coming up to the junction where I normally turn off to go to Canberra. To the left here. It's kind of weird not wanting to turn off here. Kind of feel that oh no. So that's the road off to Canberra that way. And we're heading off to Melbourne. It's exciting. So the town of Gundagai has been immortalised as the location of an old poem which commemorates a cattle drover whose dog variously sits either in or on his lunchbox, or in Australia colloquially known as the tucker box. And there's a statue which commemorates this not far from here. It was also a nice opportunity to get some final shots of the C63 looking great in the sunshine. Okay, so that's Gundagai done. Got a coffee, keep me awake. So Holbrook is where we will stop next, because there's something interesting there which I'd like to see, and that is 110 kilometers away. Or approximately 1 hour. So, and then beyond that, it's about another, I think it's about another 50 kilometers to Albury. So not far beyond there to get to Albury, I think. So we're doing okay. We should be in Albury by about 7:30. This is what an Australian country town looks like, pretty much. Wide roads, very spacious, single-storey places. This is a very typical Australian country town. They probably don't see many C63 AMG models around here. And here we go. Look, what can we see? Over there. That is ridiculous. Okay. Well, I knew I was going to be amazed, but that is ridiculous. Yep. It's a submarine. So here we are in the town of Holbrook. It's got an interesting history. It used to be called Germantown and was renamed in the First World War as a symbol of patriotism. So Holbrook was the commander of a submarine which torpedoed and sank a Turkish battleship called the Mesudiye. And because of that, this town has always had a kind of connection to submarines. So when this Oberon class submarine, the Otway, was decommissioned, they put in a bid to move it here, which is kind of extraordinary. It's not the whole thing, it's just the skin above the waterline. So this is the waterline effectively of where the sub would have been sitting in the water when it was cruising. And yeah, in the middle of, like, totally landlocked and midway between Sydney and Melbourne, we have a submarine. So that was kind of weird. Submarine in the middle of nowhere, miles and miles from the sea. But an interesting story. Hope you enjoyed that. So we got about 60 k's to go to get to Albury and the hotel, and then it'll be time for a bite to eat and I'll sleep before setting off tomorrow. Oh, I'm gonna miss this V8, I really am. Come on, lights, let's get out of here. Let's do this. I want some tea. So we're here. Right. Oh. See you in the room. So here we are in the faux Tudor room in the Manor House Hotel in Albury. It's actually pretty nice, really, with the faux four-poster bed. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Just ordered some room service and breakfast for early 7 a.m. tomorrow, so that we can get a good early start and be in Melbourne by about 10 or 10:30, hopefully. And yeah, exciting times. So see you in the morning. Good morning on Saturday morning. It's about 7:20. Just heading out of the hotel to start the next phase of the journey. 3.5 hour drive to Melbourne. Here we go. Last drive in the C63. It's kind of a bit sad, but I think the CL65 is going to be an absolute beast. So yeah, looking forward to it. Now I've got to work out how to get out of the car park. Don't know. So here we are driving on the Hume Highway. We've crossed the border into the state of Victoria, which is basically just outside Albury. Albury is kind of like a twin city, if you like, of Albury and Wodonga. Albury is in the New South Wales side, Wodonga is in the Victorian side. So Waze is currently telling me that we have 301 kilometers to go and a journey time of 2 hours 54 minutes. Arrival time estimated to be 10:55, so 5 to 11 we should be there. So slight change of plan. Rather than driving back to Canberra all the way tonight, this afternoon and tonight, which I thought would be probably a bit silly given that I've driven 3 hours this morning plus another 9 hours in one day is probably a bit much. So I'm going to stay back in Albury tonight at the same hotel, so I've left most of my stuff back there. So we're coming into the outskirts of Melbourne very soon. .47 kilometres. It's all getting very close now. I mean, I've had a CL before, so I know that the quality of the interior is a world away from the C-Class interior. It's another level of luxury, and as I think I've already said, it will be interesting to have that combination of high-end luxury and AMG kind of character. Oh, there we go. There's Melbourne. There's Melbourne. There's the CBD. You can see it in the distance. Whoa! We're nearly there. There's Melbourne in the distance. Welcome to Melbourne. Yep. This is the Westgate Bridge that we're going over. My tag seems to be working, which is surprising given the normal lack of cooperation between the states on things like that. Quite impressive. The city is out that way. Hopefully they'll have it parked outside. I mean, this is the first time I've set eyes on it, except in photos. Never done that before. Never bought a car sight unseen. Okay, right. This is it. Time to say farewell to the C63. It's been a great car. I've really loved it. I've really loved it. But now it's time to move up. Let's go and find the CL65. So here we are. And the first thing I see when I go into the dealer here there it is, a V12 CL63. Oh my god. Let's go and find James. Very cool. Very cool.
Oh yeah.
So here we are. That was remarkably quick. It was about 10 minutes to actually do the transaction, which is the quickest I've ever done a trade in my life. They checked out the C63, all was good, signed the papers, and yeah, here I am in a CL65 with a V12 engine. Look at this. V12. Oh yes. Oh yes. Let's just have a quick look around. I've just mounted up my cameras and stuff. Diamond stitching, beautiful. Alcantara headlining. Okay, so I'm just going to go to St Kilda Beach, and it's a beautiful part of Melbourne, and take some pictures. And then I'm going to grab some lunch, and then I'm going to head back to Albury and decompress for the rest of the day. So let's go. crap. Right. Okay. That was kind of about a quarter throttle Lambo. Nice. Ferrari. This is the posers stretch of Melbourne, St Kilda. There she is. Looks pretty special. It's just kind of starting to sink in now. So I'm going to try and find somewhere to park that I can actually pay with a card rather than having to find coins, which I don't have, and then get some lunch, and then we'll head off back to Albury. So we're on the freeway back to Albury in the CL65, and the first thing that strikes you is the effortlessness with which it covers the ground. I think that's the biggest difference from the C63, which was very different in character, but this is just completely effortless. So I've got the Distronic Plus working, so it's got the same kind of active cruise control as the C63, which is good. The one thing it doesn't have, which I'm going to miss at the moment, is Bluetooth audio streaming, so I'm going to have to put a Bluetooth dongle in there to resolve that issue. But yeah, it's just the effortless nature of the V12 is just unbelievable, and it is incredibly quiet, as you can probably tell from the difference between this and the C63 when I was recording. It is way quieter, way smoother, way more comfortable. So there'll be plenty more to come on the CL65. Obviously there's going to be a lot of content that I've got planned to share with you on this amazing car. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to smash that like. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. It'd be great to have you on board. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Maserati Guy 2017. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.